I mean, when you're spelunking, like when you're trying to skirt the edge of a chasm, the way I do, there's a little bit of puzzle solving. Like you're trying to figure out where to put your path through another savanna. Why? It's just desert savanna over and over again. So like you're plotting, like you're deciding where to go, or you're trying to work around hostile mobs. So there's a little bit of problem solving there. Like you can hear the mobs trying to get to you, and so you build defenses or you work around them, or you see the ores, lower down in the cliff, and then you have to figure out how to ladder your way down or you staircase your way down to the ores to pick them up. So there's puzzle solving because like you can see the clues, like you can see diamonds further down, but it's across the lava. And so then you have to solve the problem of how to get across the lava to get to the diamonds, for example. So that's interesting, but it's interesting because you see clues and the clues require you to plan ahead to solve a problem. What is that? What is that? There's a zombie in the middle of the water somehow. Is that a village? What is that? It's a village, isn't it? Alright, there's another village there. We are not actually interested in the village. There's no jungle. Alright, we're just gonna keep following the coast. So there's a bay in here. Right, so yeah, so imagine if you like tap the walls, you can hear ores if they're nearby. The same way that when you're digging, you can hear zombies if they're nearby, or you can hear water if there's water nearby. You can hear lava on the other side of the rock if there's lava nearby. So those things give you clues, right? And so what if, for example, I'm looking for a jungle, which I still haven't found, incredibly. What if like this had clues? And so you can like if you can read the clues, you can know where the nearest jungle is. Wouldn't that be interesting? I think that would be interesting. Like what kind of clues would there be? Like birds? Like the way birds fly in the sky? Or how would you tell? The thing is, in the real world, there's geology. So things have a certain logic to them, right? So if the prevailing wind is blowing a certain way and there are mountains, on the side of the mountains that the wind blows into, there's probably going to be a jungle because when the wind hits the mountain and the air rises upwards because the mountains force the air up, the air cools, clouds form, and rains fall. So on the side of the mountain where the wind blows, there's usually jungles. And then on the other side, because the air has already dropped all the rain on the other side, that side is going to be dry. And so on that side, there'll be savannas. So if there's like a long mountain range, there'll be jungles on one side, savannas on the other. And the Amazon, the South America is like that, right? South America, you have the Andes, a mountain range. And then on one side of the Andes, there's the Amazon jungle. And on the other side of the Andes, there's deserts. Why? Because the wind blows from the east to the west, and so on the eastern side of the mountains is wet, on the western side of the mountains is dry. So if you understand climate and geology and geography, then you can just read the terrain and know where to find these biomes. If you understand geography, right? It's not complicated, it's just science. Uh, but in this game, there's nothing like that. There's nothing like that, and so there's no clues as to where the jungle is. So it's random. Again, it's like mining. You just walk and walk and walk and walk until eventually, just by chance, you come across the jungle. And that's the way to find jungles in Minecraft. So there's no clues involved. And so it's not fun, like it's not a puzzle for you to solve. It's grinding. Like what we're doing right now is grinding. Grinding by I'm just pressing forward and we're walking. Although we seem to have left the dry biomes and we're walking into wet biomes. So this might bring us closer to a jungle. Alright, so we've left the savanna crap behind. Hopefully somewhere around here. Okay, so home is back that way, a long way away. Hopefully somewhere back this way, there's gonna be a jungle. Let me find the water again before I get lost. Just double check this is a headland. Alright, there's water in all directions. Alright, good. Let's go this way. And that really separates a game from a non-game, right? If there are clues, if you are kind of reading the clues and solving the clues to figure something out, then it's a game. If you're just grinding, then you're just grinding. Which, I mean, grinding, some forms of grinding can have some entertainment value. But it's grinding. It's not a puzzle. I mean, it may still be a game, right? You know, it may still be entertaining enough to be a game. But it's not a puzzle. And building architecture in this game is puzzly. But that's not because of the game. That's just the nature of architecture, right? Trying to fit rooms into a space or trying to fit furniture into a room or trying to fit buildings into a city like that by its very nature is a sort of a puzzle. Kind of, oh, we're back to deserts. Back to deserts, guys. So architecture by its very nature is a sort of a puzzle thing. So we can't really credit Minecraft for making that part of the game fun. Let me just check. Is it really deserts again? It's deserts again. Why? Why? Where are the jungles? No, seriously, where are the jungles? I can see pumpkins. I can see more savanna trees. More acacia trees. Alright, back through the desert. For a landscape that's supposed to be randomly generated, there are a number of biomes that we just haven't seen. I guess we haven't seen any cold biomes, is the big thing. You know, for a game that's supposed to be randomly generated, half of the random stuff we just haven't seen. Is a jungle a hot or a cold biome? I don't even know. I thought it's supposed to be hot and wet. What is this? Are those islands? What are those? Are those islands, or are those a different continent? Or are those different parts of this continent? They're not jungle trees, I can tell that much. Alright, let me just walk a little further this way. Can I get those things to... I just want to see one chunk further. Okay, that's just an island. That's an island. It's not a continent. Alright, back through here, and that's desert still, so the desert is massive. And in the real world, if you find a river, right? If you follow the flow of the river, eventually you come to an ocean. Usually, sometimes you go to an inland sea, which is not that cool. But usually, if you just follow the flow of the water, you go to the ocean. And if you go the opposite way, you go to mountains, right? Because water flows downhill. Whereas in Minecraft, the rivers don't even flow. The rivers are on the same level as the ocean, always. And they don't flow, and so they don't give you any clues. It's not like you can follow a river up to a mountain, or follow a river down to the ocean. That doesn't actually exist in Minecraft. So the randomness of Minecraft doesn't follow many of the rules that real world. Wow, that's dangerous. Let's not do anything there. The randomness of Minecraft doesn't follow any of the rules, or doesn't follow most of the rules that geography in real life does. And so we're doing this in real life might be solving puzzles because you're reading the landscape to figure out where to go. Like what are the I mean, as you walk towards the equator, things get hotter. As you walk away from the equator, things get colder, for example, like stuff like that. So if this was a real planet, we could figure that stuff out just by knowing where we are and where we're going. Okay, there's more acacia trees there, and there's more trees there. Maybe this time the trees will give way to a jungle. Maybe this time. Is that gonna join up? Maybe I should just go through this forest. Maybe we should abandon the coastline. Okay, that's more plains there. Or more savanna there. This is looking like it's gonna join up. Alright, that joins up there, but that's not useful for us because we're going back to dry landscapes if we go that way. The question is, do I want to go straight through this forest? No, it's a desert on the other side. Never mind. We have gone straight through the forest and there's just more desert on the other side. Although there is a village on that hill. What is that? It's not a jungle, that's for sure. More acacia trees. More acacia, nope. Whatever it is, we're not finding it. We're not finding what we want. Alright, so what are we gonna do now? I guess we're just gonna keep following the coastline because we're not gonna walk into the desert, right? The jungle's not gonna be in there, right? Probably, maybe. How many days have we been out here? We've slept like 4 or 5 times. I just can't believe it. Like for a terrain that's supposed to be randomly generated, we're literally seeing the same things over and over again. We're just seeing the same 3 biomes over and over again. That's crazy. It's supposed to be random, right? Like it's just desert savanna, desert savanna, desert savanna. Oh, forest. No, more desert savanna, desert savanna. And we might even be just going back to our own peninsula at this stage if we keep walking this way. The ocean goes that way, right? Alright, so that's all ocean, and we're going that way. I can't believe how little jungle there is. How far we have walked and how no jungles have been seen at all. That is crazy. Alright, well the ocean is huge. I guess I should MC map this at some point. Should the biomes be smaller? Should they vary more closely so it's not like... Because, I mean, you can do that with the algorithm, right? Just make it so that, if there is no... So if within a certain distance there is no particular biome, you just put that biome in next. You can do that, right? With a... So like, if after maybe 5,000 blocks... How long is 5,000? Or, like if within 5,000 block radius there's no jungle, you just put a jungle in. Can't you do that? And would that make the game better? I think it would make the game better. Unless you get really unlucky and you like walk around the circle just within that 5,000 block radius, and so you just never find a jungle. The jungle is literally just outside and you don't see it. And you walk in a big circle. I mean, I guess it still doesn't quite work. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it just needs to... I know they deliberately changed the terrain generation so that you don't, for example, have like an ice biome right next to a desert biome. So they deliberately changed it so that it has to go from hot to temperate and then to cold. So you can't have a hot biome right next to a cold biome. You can't have a wet biome right next to a dry biome, I think. And so you kind of have to go through something else first. But what we're doing right now is that with dry biome, temperate biome, and then back to dry biome, and then more dry biomes. And we're just never getting to the wet stuff, somehow. Should I climb the mountain just to see what's on the other side? I probably should. Can't get up there. Where can I get up? Here? Kind of. No, right here. Alright, we're gonna punch this. The other, well, there's a chasm and more of the same. More of the same is what's on the other side, which doesn't make any sense because, again, in the real world, if there's a mountain, then one side will be wet and the other side will be dry.